Hello and welcome to this week's edition of The Dish. I'm Katie Tush.
And I'm Stephanie Winerski. Now, of course, the big topic this week is the Oscars, but before we get into all of that, I think it's important that we talk about Dancing with the Stars.
It definitely is important.
So the new cast was announced last week, and they've got like an A-list cast this time. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
You know, when I first heard Dancing with the Stars, I was like, what a lame reality show. But it's really come up in the rankings, and it really does well on TV with the ratings. But
absolutely.
Let's talk about who's on it this year. Pamela Anderson, Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls, Kate Gosselin, Shannon Doherty, Evan Lysacek from the Olympics, Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut, and a couple others, you know, less famous. There's a soap star, Chad Ochocinco from the Cincinnati Bengals, and The Bachelor, the current Bachelor, Jake Pavelka. What do you think about the cast?
I think, I'm going to say it right now, right away. I have all my money on the Pussycat Doll, Nicole Scherzinger, and the figure skater. I mean, I think they just have a leg up on everyone else in the competition.
Oh, I mean, Evan Lysacek, Paul Antonono already won the
That's true.
The mirrored ball. Maybe Evan Lysacek can be the second Olympian to do so.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if he was bad. Like, you know, he's a good dancer on ice, but like, what if he's really clumsy in real life?
That could be. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think it's going to bring in a lot of viewers, don't you? I mean, we have a football player, an astronaut. I mean, I feel like it'll attract all ages. And,
Kate Gosselin. I'm really excited to see Kate Gosselin.
That's a big one.
She looks amazing, by the way.
I'm not going to lie. I do like her new hair. I think she looks good.
She looks great. But let's say Buzz Aldrin, first week out. Jake Pavelka, The Bachelor. You have better luck winning the mirrored ball than you do finding love this season, but you're still not going to win. I'm going to say Nicole Scherzinger for the win, and my dark horse this year is going to be, I don't know. That's a good, Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to be my dark horse.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, now that I don't have predictions to make about the Oscars, I have to make predictions about Dancing with the Stars, which, of course, brings us into our next topic.
Yes, speaking of the Oscars, so last weekend was the big event, and I don't know, what should we start with?
Let's start with the wins.
Yes.
Anything you think you were surprised about?
I predicted a lot of it, I think. Like, I was a big fan of The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker did really well, and Precious, like, since the day I saw the first preview for Precious, I was behind it all the way. I thought it was a great film. I mean, really hard to watch, but I think Monique, like, really deserved to win that one.
I kind of thought Precious was going to be in Best Picture. I know that was like it was a little bit maybe me being an optimistic. I was really glad Avatar didn't win, even though I predicted that I think 3 times already on Now You Know. But
yeah, I was surprised actually. Avatar didn't win as many.
No, The Hurt Locker was the big winner.
Yeah, I thought Avatar would win a lot more, but I guess not.
You know what I think? James Cameron. How do you like Catherine Bigelow now?
That is great. That is his ex-wife, and she stuck it to him, and she was the first female to win Best Director, right? Which
was really interesting because it was almost also the first African American to win Best Director. And when they announced it, they're like, oh, for the first time. And you saw them, they panned it on both of them.
Could have been either one.
But, I mean, nods to Sandra Bullock.
Absolutely.
My friend's really mad because I was like, he was like Meryl Streep or who was the other one?
The Girl from Precious.
The Girl from Precious. And I was like, The Girl from Precious. And I was like, wait, no, Sandra Bullock for the win. And I texted him like right before they opened the envelope. And he's like, you cheated. And I was like, yeah, because I read the envelope. They let me do that.
Yeah, no, I was very proud of her. I mean, like, I've loved her. I saw Hope Floats when she was younger. Love that. Miss Congeniality, I think that's a crowd favorite. And then she went and she did like a more serious role, and I think she really did a great job. I think she deserved it.
You know, she's had a few stinkers, Miss Congeniality too, All About Steve, but
definitely, yeah. It was funny because she won
the Razzie,
which is like kind of a joke award. She won for like worst actress for All About Steve, but then look at that, she went and she won an Oscar. And so good for her.
I'm a big fan, but
yeah.
Also, moving on to the most important part, Best Dressed. I thought Sandra Bullock also looked great.
I think she did too.
And her speech was adorable.
Really did. I loved her speech. I think it was one of my favorite speeches of the night because she was true to herself, you know, still funny in her speech, but very thankful to be there, I think. So good for her.
What else about Best Dressed? Who else did you like?
I really liked Rachel McAdams. I mean, the color, it was almost like watercolors, you know, like a watercolor painting, and I just loved the cut and the hair. I thought she looked so great.
She looks great. I'd really like to see her go back to brunette, though, or maybe the red.
Me too.
But I thought she looked great. I also, Cameron Diaz. I mean, first of all, why does Cameron Diaz always get invited to the Oscars? Like, she's never made like a serious movie, but she's always there.
That is true.
She looked great. I loved her dress, and I think she is one of those people that, you know, the hair down, like the very like, you know, old school Hollywood glamour.
She's very
curls.
elegant, you know, glamorous, exactly.
Looked great. Penelope Cruz.
that was one of my favorites too. I think that color red, she wore kind of like a scarlet red gown, and that was a popular color this year. I saw that on a few people lining up in the front row.
Yeah, I thought, she was nominated, but great dress pick too.
She looked great.
You know who I really like? Tina Fey. After like a really disappointing Golden Globes, I thought she looked really sophisticated and really nice.
Yeah,
and
she did a good job.
I was impressed.
Definitely.
All right, any other best before we go into the worst?
Well, I didn't actually see any that I hated, which is good. I didn't see any dresses that I absolutely despised.
You?
You did?
I hated Zoe Saldana from
that was kind of funny looking.
It was just.
It was a nice color. It was like lilac purple on the top, but very feathery and odd going on in the bottom.
It was a great color on her. Like, it was fantastic, but it was just too much.
Yeah, a little unusual.
She would have looked better in like a really like streamlined gown.
Yeah, I agree.
I also hated Sarah Jessica Parker's. I'm sorry. I know so many people liked it.
That's true.
Just hated it.
She can only get away with it because she's Carrie Bradshaw.
I know, and they reference it like a million times too. And Chanel, they're like, Carrie Bradshaw, look, it's great.
Yeah.
But it hung really weird on her.
I agree.
And my other worst dress, I mean, I really liked her dress, but Miley Cyrus, you had tan lines.
Oh, that's true. That is true. But I loved her makeup. Come on, the makeup was good. The makeup and the hair.
But why didn't they cover her tan lines?
I don't know. You would think that they would cover Miley's tan lines.
I know. I mean, I always work her in there. And then, other than that, this is me being nitpicky, because like everyone really did look great this year.
They did.
People like Meryl Streep and Helen Mirren, they're like boring, but they're always like classic.
They dress their age, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, anything last you have to say before we close it out for the week?
I think that's about it.
No. All right. So, ultimate best dress pick for the night.
Ultimate. I'm gonna go with Rachel McAdams again.
All right.
What about you?
Good pick. I'm gonna do Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
I
Okay.
really like that.
Great one too.
So that's all from us this week. So until next time, BC, you've just been served
the dish.